How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. The crypto market just got worse. We got news of a couple different exchanges and lenders not being able to process withdrawals. I want to talk about that, kind of give a recap of what's happened recently because there's a lot that's been going on. If you don't mind, hitting the subscribe button underneath the video so you can get all the future videos as quickly as possible. I appreciate that. Now, Bitcoin is holding up relatively well for for how far we've fallen. You can see on the last 7 days we're actually up a few percent, kind of bouncing up from our lows of 15,000, the high 15,000s, and a lot of other cryptos up slightly as well, just over the last 7 days. Now, there's still a lot of fear out there, and probably for good reason. You can see Sam Bankman-Fried gave his recap about what happened, and this is a long thread. It kind of started, this was the crappy thread where he just said what happened, and not everyone knew what he was talking about at first because he did it so slowly, but now he's giving a little bit more information about like the amount of leverage they had, what exactly happened, and at one point they had $4 billion withdrawn in one day. So obviously, as a platform that's highly leveraged, using their own tokens as collateral and investing company funds, obviously they had a liquidity issue. Now, I think it's helpful a little bit if you want to take a look at this, and maybe not everything's exactly correct because obviously he doesn't want to incriminate himself, and I think there's a lot more shady stuff that happened that he's not talking about, but this hopefully gives you a little bit of an idea of the amount of leverage that they were using and some of the numbers, and I think some of those numbers probably are correct. Now, after this, a lot of different celebrities are being sued by crypto investors. Tom Brady, Larry David, and other FTX celebrity backers. Now, personally, I don't think this will do much because, I mean, this is essentially people that were advertising for FTX. I'm not sure you can really sue an actor. I mean, you can obviously sue an actor, but I'm not sure it will really go anywhere. But we'll see. There was some news too for BlackFi. They're planning for imminent bankruptcy. Obviously, they were tied with FTX. FTX was essentially trying to use them to keep this thing going a little bit longer. Voyager also was tied up with FTX after they had their fall from Three Arrows Capital. They say, in light of recent events and reports regarding FTX US, the customer vote will be canceled and the proposed sale will not move forward. We are in active discussions with several alternative bidders. We will keep you updated on these reorganization efforts. So a couple more exchanges saying that this one's going bankrupt. This one's going to try to sell their assets again. We also have some news about Genesis and Gemini. So this is really the new news here today. They say, Gemini says, we are aware of Genesis Global Capital, the lending partner of the EARN program, and they have paused withdrawals and will not be able to meet customer redemptions for 5 business days. Now, this is sad because this is how a lot of these exchanges start. They say that they're not able to meet withdrawals for a certain period of time, and then a few days later, it just all crumbles. Now, who exactly is Gemini and Genesis? Well, I think a lot of people have heard of Gemini. This is the exchange coming from the Winklevoss twins. And then Genesis is another platform. It's, I think, a little bit more on the institutional side. They do a lot of lending and borrowing, but they are the partner that gives Gemini their EARN. So Gemini has an EARN program, and they use Genesis to get that yield by lending it out. They say, we are working with the Genesis team to help customers redeem their funds from the EARN program as quickly as possible. We will provide more information in the coming days. The past week has been incredibly challenging. We're disappointed that the EARN program SLA will not be met, but we are encouraged by Genesis and Digital Currency Group's commitment to doing everything in their power to fulfill their obligations. We will continue to work with them on behalf of all EARN customers. This is the highest priority. And then this does not impact any other Gemini products and services. Gemini is a full reserve exchange and custodian. All customer funds held on Gemini Exchange are held one-to-one and available for withdrawal at any time. Now, this is how they all start, like I said. I think at this point, if you still have your funds on some kind of EARN program, you just haven't been paying attention, or maybe you've been gone without internet for a couple months, you really want to withdraw anything off of an EARN program or anything that gives you interest except maybe staking. But even then, I would still want the liquidity right now and to be able to trade in and out positions more than I would want the percent APY. Now, Genesis has a large book. So they had $50 billion. This is at the end of last year, $50 billion in loans. So they have still, I believe it's around 10 billion. I'm assuming it's a lot less because obviously the collateral has just gone down in value. But also, I don't know if as many people are going to be starting up loans right now, just in this kind of market environment. But I believe it's still around $10 billion worth of loans. And this could cause some contagion as well. They're also relatively large in the fact that they own other companies. They're the parent company of CoinDesk, which is one of the biggest crypto reporting platforms as well, or websites. So I would be very careful right now. Gemini itself saw about $500 million in net outflows in the last 24 hours. And a lot of other exchanges are seeing similar things. Crypto.com is seeing a lot of withdrawals. We're seeing withdrawals from everywhere. FTX had 4 billion in 24 hours. So if you have your crypto on any kind of exchanges, I think Binance is still the safest, but just that's still not good enough for the majority of your crypto, most likely. You should be using a cold storage or even a hot wallet if you need to in the short term. And then withdrawal to something like Trezor or Ledger. I'm actually getting a new Trezor here very soon. So just be careful. There's going to be more shoes that can drop. We could see more exchanges go down. We could see more lending platforms go down. And as this happens, it's just a ripple effect. Anyone that has any kind of leverage is going to be flushed out of the market faster and faster as the prices of crypto continue to come down. Now, like I said, over the last couple of weeks, I still think that crypto is going to be fine. This is really, I think, selling point to Bitcoin is that you can self-custody. It's the only thing in the world that you can hold that's really, really safe if you store it in the right way. Now, of course, you could say some kind of vault at the bank is safer, but banks go down, there are robberies there too. So this gives you more flexibility than that. And it's so much easier to transact with. It's so much easier to send across the world. So I still think that Bitcoin has a major place, Ethereum as well. And then as we go down the line, there's more and more risk. So just pay attention to that. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you sticking around, and I will continue to update you as quickly as possible on any kind of news in the market. Let me know if there's anything specifically that you want me to cover underneath the video, or if you just want me to cover stocks or specific cryptos even more in depth, let me know. Just be careful of scammers down there. Thank you so much. Check out the links underneath the video in case you want to sign up for something like moomoo, which is a stock platform where you can get some free money, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.